How are we doing, everyone? Oh, there we go. How are we doing, everyone? Welcome back to the Shaun Attwood channel. I'm Ron Swanson. We're back here to discuss some of the latest headlines with Julia Wandelt and have a look and see what updates there are. Now, I'll be honest, yesterday, I'm probably about 12 hours behind in a lot of the information. Now, I did speak with Karen. And there's not a lot that anyone can say right now. Lawyers, legal matters, maintaining, the integrity of everything, the case, whatever. You need also as well, you need to bear with me. I need to just turn this off for a second. So one thing that she'd mentioned, right? And one thing that seems to be ever prevalent in whatever case is false news that seems to be getting put around about players that are around the Wandelt camp. And one individual who there's a video coming out about this next week. There's one female from Julia's past, who will remain nameless right now, who seems to be on a mission to push out some very interesting narratives about some of the players around Julia. And when you have someone who is putting, listen, it's one thing if somebody gets something wrong, like, say, the color of your hair or the exact job title you have, okay? But when it's absolute made up false news, right? It just tells you how little these people have to go on. And that is the case. I think a lot of you know who I'm talking about in the side chat, because you guys have fully developed adult brains, and I appreciate you being here. Now, over the next few days, we'll get some answers as to who can say what, if it's better not to say anything. Yeah, I know you can't see me. I'm here. All right. I'm here. So, wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? Let's have a look at these headlines. We'll circle back to my conversation with Karen as well. Just yellow yum yum. It is yellow yum yum. It's cold in here today. So how we doing, Sheena? Sheena, I'll send you the link if you want to come and join us. Apologies. Where are you? Now, after this show, I'm going to be live with John Wedger, the True Crime, the Crime Theory series. I know he will be touching on this as well. Yeah, KLG, thank you. Yeah, and it's quite incredible. Can't talk about it. Can't talk about it, mate. Can't talk about it. Read the headlines. Smile, read the headlines. Okay. Right. Heartbroken parents of Polish Maddie McCann and they're at their wits' end over fantasist daughter's lies. All right. The despairing parents of Polish woman who claims to be Madeleine McCann are at their wits' end and have fled their home and gone into hiding after their fantasist daughter was arrested in England. Julia Wandelt, 24, appeared in court yesterday after being arrested in Bristol Airport on suspicion of stalking involving serious alarm and distress to Kate and Jerry McCann and their two children. Wandelt's mother, fashion boutique owner Dorita Wandelt Klowinski, and her stepfather, Piotr Klowinski, are understood to have felt compelled to flee the public attention resulting from Julia's misadventures. Right? A source close to the couple in the city of Wrocław, or Wrocław, southern Poland, for several days told Mail Online, this has been going for almost 2 years, and every time the daughter gets publicity around the world, her parents' distress deepens. You gotta wonder why. Read the headlines, Ron. This time they just could not bear the public attention that they knew they were in for, because they know people will be coming to their house and watching them. They have tried for years to get Julia to have proper medical help, but she just won't listen. She is convinced she is Madeleine McCann, but clearly she isn't. Dorota has tried all she can to help her daughter. When she found out she had been to the McCann family's home in England, she called them. She was mortified. I saw Dorita a few days ago and just said, it's happening again. We have to go. And that was it. I know that the last time all this happened, they had weird messages and even death threats. Yeah. Don't be contacting anyone and, contacting anybody involved in any of this shenanigans. Everybody that's watching. Sorry, my brain's slow today. The source added that she is not Madeleine. She is 2 years older and her name is Julia Wandelt. She is Polish. When the Mail Online visited the registry office in Wrocław, an official confirmed birth certificate for Julia Wandelt with the date of birth she was given, she had given Leicester magistrates. Mail Online also visited the apartment block in Lubin, around 70 miles from Wrocław, where Wandelt lives, and her boyfriend and several cats and dogs. Publicly available Polish records equivalent to the UK Companies House confirm Wandelt is the director of an animal breeding. Publicly available Polish records equivalent to the UK's Companies House confirm Wandelt is one of the directors of an animal breeding firm, with the registered address being the first floor flat in Lubin, which she gave to Leicester magistrates. Another family friend said Dorita is just beside herself with anxiety and she can't believe this is snowballed. Julia is not well and Dorita just wants her to get the help she needs. Julia's like if Julia was so ill, I'm pretty sure she's like a teacher, right? Like a tutor. Seems wild that if she was that much of a crazy lady that people would be happy for her to tutor people, if that makes sense. The animal breeding thing is mad, right? And sadly, we can't talk about that. But yeah, there's the cats and the dogs are gone, man. Certainly nothing in her upbringing seems to explain her behavior, friends insist. Having split from Julia's father, who moved to Germany, Dorita and young Julia settled into a smart house in a wealthy suburb of the city with her new partner, Piotr, who is involved in finance, and she has had a conventional and apparently stable upbringing. Dorota is a successful businesswoman in her own and runs a chain of clothes shops with her new husband. And with her husband Sally, they're both able to provide Julia with a private school education. All right. Bam. All right. From a school, for instance, Julia was around 7 when she moved to Wrocław with her mum, and she started at the private school, but she was then switched to a local primary school as she couldn't settle down. She was increasingly mixed in. Like, how old? How old is, like, how old? 7. Now, I would suggest anyone who would like to get a better understanding of a younger Julia, she did an episode with us where she talked about a lot of the prescriptions and the way that she was incredibly suspiciously medicated. Her doctor has the same name like her cat. What? Okay, it was increasingly mixed up when went to school. She decided that she wanted to be a singer and then later a model, but none of this happened. And she got into her later teens. She became increasingly depressed and even angry. What is happening now isn't exactly new. Okay, excuse me as this all loads up. When she was in her mid-teens, she started to say that Dorota wasn't her mother and that she was really a child who'd gone missing in Poland a few years earlier. It was so sad to see, as you could tell Dorota loved her and she just wanted the best for her. She rebelled and left the home and obviously made it harder for her mother to intervene. I hadn't seen her for a year or so, and then a few months back, I'd heard from friends that Julie was back at it again and saying that she was really Madeleine McCann, which everyone knew was ridiculous. Posting online that she was Madeleine, who vanished at the age of 3 from the Algarve holiday resort staying in Paradiluz in May 2007, Julia claimed that she couldn't remember earlier parts of her childhood and had no birth certificate. She wrote, "I remember most of my childhood, but my earliest memory is very strong, and it's about a holiday in a hot place where there's a beach and white or very light colored buildings and apartments. I don't see my family in this memory." Okay. Eyebrows were raised, and her claims and quickly pointed out that she was 2 years older than Marion would have been, but she continued to insist. Much to the frustration of her family, she was much to her frustration of the toil and wrath they left her family. She was the okay, yeah, all right, okay. Picture in the work of home, private gated community, door event, and her mother. Private gated community, and they fled. Are these all boarded? Like, what's going on with these windows? What's going on here? Is this a Polish thing? Like, is it like a outdoor shutter or something on windows that comes down? Is it shutters? Is it like maybe it's outdoor shutters that come down, like security shutters? Yeah, it must be. All right. Okay. That just totally threw me off there. Apologies, everybody. Apologies about the screen going crazy as well. Me and her new husband were able to provide Julia with a private school education. Okay. Peter, new husband, we would invite you. Okay, another long-standing friend of Rita told us the family couldn't believe what she was saying, and they had given her so much love and support when she was younger, even though she had pushed them away and rejected them. Her mother was telling everyone her daughter had mental health issues, and she'd asked her to stop lying and spreading these claims. But Julia just said she didn't believe Rita was her mother. Julia says she doesn't have a birth certificate or photos, but she took them with her from the family home in Wrocław. That is not how you spell. That is not the word Wrocław. I just want to say I don't know what that word is, but it ain't what I'm saying. She has all the documents that prove who she is, and she most certainly is not Madeleine McCann. She's had issues for many years and she needs serious help. There was no answer at the home in Rocklow, let's go with that, where the family live, and the staff at the shops that Dorita owns would only say that she's gone away for a few days because of the hype surrounding Julia. The friend added, Dorota loves her daughter with all her heart, even after all this, and then she just wants her daughter to get the treatment as quickly as possible. What treatment? How about some damn respect? How about that? How about that for treatment? Mail Online has also discovered that Julia, who also uses the surname I don't even know what that word is, Futasiwana, once previously contacted Polish charity to say that she was a German missing schoolgirl and an American toddler. Okay. She sent officials photos of herself. I mean, this is definitely, I would say, massive, allegedly, right? Yeah. I mean, get some receipts. She sent officials photos of herself initially claiming to be Inga Kierich 5, who went missing from Stendal in Germany in 2015 and has not been found since. Her claims were dismissed as the age gap was 8 years. She was then contacted the charity again to say that she was Acacia Bishop, who went missing as a 19-month-old in 2003 in Utah and who's not been seen since, but her claims were dismissed. The spokesman for the charity, Miss Latty, or Mrs. Latty, said Julia has messaged us twice to say that she is a missing person, once to say she was a German and once to say she was American. Neither claim was correct. And we have been helping Julia's family the best we can because it's quite clear she is not very well and is consistently claiming to be people she isn't. 69.23% this DNA match, right? I mean, I don't know what else it needs to be said. Our family just want the best for her, and it is to be resolved with her returning to therapy for Julia's family. She's a much loved daughter, sister, niece, cousin, and granddaughter. They don't understand why she is claiming to be someone else. Oh my God, Daily Mail. Like, chill out, dude. Whoa. All right. What is going on? Okay. Okay. They may do this so as not to be badly received. And hang on a second. The Polish missing person Charlie added the situation of this caused problems because a person who may be suspicious that they may have been missing may be afraid to reveal themselves. Yeah, I imagine there's going to be a lot of people who think that they are missing or have an inclination that they're missing, or they could be somebody that they're not. I'm sure there's a lot of people that will be put off by even trying to have an opinion after all this. It's crazy. Ron, because it's getting really hot in those countries, so keep the sun out during siesta. France and Spain have them. It's definitely not hot here. And no, it's, you know, when like you have a really good sleep and then you pass out for 10 minutes on the, like in a chair or whatever, and in that 10 minutes you wake up and you feel like you've not slept in a week. That's where I'm at. Okay. During her brief appearance in Leicester Magistrates Court under the name Julia Wandelt, it is alleged that she went to the McCann's home at nearby Rothley twice on May 2nd and 7th of December, as well as sending WhatsApp messages to Kate and Jerry and Instagram messages to Madeline's siblings. Okay. So here's the thing. No, that's not the thing. We're just going to read the headlines. Nope, not today. Not today, internet. During her brief appearance, okay. She also said to have turned up to the family's home between January 3rd, 24 and 15th of February. What? Yeah, this is wild. So we know that it's going to be sooner than that, our bail hearing. And I want to make it pretty blatantly clear, right? This is about getting Julia answers and getting her the truth. Okay? Whoever she may be, whatever the great mystery behind all of this is, 69%, man. Good evening, Sheena. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm just trying to get caught up with everything. Yesterday was a long day, and today's been another one of those ones. And I'm just trying to get caught up with all of the new information. Really, I just still cannot believe that we're in this situation.
Right.
I've been saying this to people. If Madeleine McCann wasn't part of this story, right, and this was a girl trying to find out who our biological parents are, right, would there even have been arrests made?
Likely not.
Did you see what I mean? And again, that's probably already said too much. We've just got to read some headlines and watch what we're saying. But Sheena, how are you doing? Is there anything that you want to throw out at us before I go on any more headlines and start reading again like an 8-year-old?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's a lot to process. It's very overwhelming what's happening. I think it's so unfair. It's truly, truly so unfair. And I'm just praying that the right thing is done in this situation.
Yeah.
But knowing the threat she holds, it's very concerning.
Yeah. And we've got to be real careful how we try and even describe things in this right now. It's just an interesting time. It's an interesting time to be observing how both sides of the field, if you will, in this one, both teams on the field, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
But Fia is off on one. She's been making some pretty incredible claims, right? And I do believe that one of the claims is that Serge doesn't exist, right? And that Karen is Julia's lawyer, right? I believe that was one of the things that was said. Wow. I mean,
I don't know. It's wild.
It's mad. It's mad. I can confirm that I have communication with Serge, and unless Karen was doing something from a cell with a voice changer when Karen was allegedly in jail, he's definitely a real person involved in this, and I just don't understand when somebody like Fia is putting out such blatant false news, right? You have to wonder where she's getting it fed to her from, and how she can stand by some of the statements she's making, you know. But you've got more of a history with knowing how this woman operates.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is just her MO, as always? Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder who she's working for.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, I know.
We're not going to speculate. Do you know what I mean? We're just going to sit here and smile. But again, this morning though was the first day I feel like the headlines were sort of bringing back the 69% DNA match in some of the headlines that I'd seen today. Do you think that that's going to be forgotten? Do you think that the public are going to let that slide? Because I'm feeling like answers need to be.
I really hope not, because at the end of the day, it's fact over feelings. I mean, put your feelings aside. There's a 69% match.
Yeah.
That should be investigated. That should be looked into. The pressure should be there, not on anything else. And yeah, I think That's the thing. Julia was getting so close to the bone.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And
So close.
yeah, again, it's confusing as to how we've ended up here. I mean, even if you look at the timelines and the things that they've said happened, it all just seems very like a big heavy book that's been thrown at her.
Yeah, it's very suspicious. Very, very
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. Now, here's one of the headlines. Woman who claims to be Madeleine McCann says that new DNA test results are a perfect match. And I imagine a lot of this we've heard before, right? But the main part here to remember that hair and saliva collected from the crime scene of Para de la Luz, Portugal, where Madeleine was last seen in 2007, were analyzed by a source leading to be claimed a 69.23 match for her DNA with her own DNA. Reports the Daily Star. Despite the McCann's refusal to engage in the testing, Julia shared on social media that an unnamed world expert has commented that genetic evidence strongly supports that Jerry McCann could be Julia Vandel's biological father, as printed in the news. Okay, so that is my main focus, because at this stage, and I think for all of us, it's just always been about getting Julia some answers. So I turn it back to the first article. I turn it back to the parents, the heartbroken parents in Poland. Okay. Can we not, in some way, whoa, can we not, in some way, all agree that this should just come down to getting Julia these answers? Even if everything our parents say is true and we've all been duped and we're all just morons, just do the test. Prove us all that. I mean, do you see what I mean? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, birth certificates and all these things, it's just not going to cut it here.
Well, do you remember when Julia brought up the topic of, I don't know, did she bring it up here or was it on a Instagram story about this, something her alleged Polish father said?
Okay.
About a previous child. Did she, can you,
Yes.
do you remember that?
Yeah. With the photographs and things like that were found.
Yeah, and the joke he made.
Yeah.
About a potential child drowning.
Yeah.
Again, where there's smoke, there's a fire. Who says that?
It's really odd, right? A lot of the lore, if you will, from Julia's Polish side of everything. Because again, we've got to watch what we're saying. But you can see all of this in Julia's interviews. And I'd been asked last week to try and condense everything down from like 13 episodes into like 90 minutes of documentary. And I'm going to try and do that because people need to see these points, because there's so many things that are thrown out, even in the headlines today about mental health and all of this kind of stuff. When you look back at when Julia was young and the medication and the prescriptions and the dosages and the side effects, all of it, it just adds more layers of suspicion to all of this.
Yeah.
When a young girl is given copious amounts of medication that seems to be suspiciously geared towards destroying memory,
right,
and things like that. And it's, see now, as we keep continuing down this road, it's quite a dark path, because there's no happy ending to this story, really, at all. There really isn't. It's just about getting Julia the answers she wants. And I don't see why.
To be free. She's genuinely just wanting to know who she is. Now she's locked away.
Yeah.
And she's also trapped in her mind. So she's never, like, at the moment, she's never going to be free. All she wants to know is just who she is.
Yep.
How hard is that? Just, if you know for a fact she's not who she claims to be, then a DNA test should be very quick and easy to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if you are for sure, for sure she is your child, why not just provide that? I would. If it was my child.
Right. And I mean, here's the thing. If this had been going on for a week, maybe you would be thinking as one of our parents, oh, well, this will die down soon. This has been going on and on and on. The passion, the drive this girl has, she deserves the answers. And that's what everyone has to keep in the back of their mind. Excuse me, I was just having a drink. Because that's it. It's been a long road, and every single step forward, it is just more suspicious. People not doing their jobs properly, things happening that are just questionable. And I just hope something comes from this whole her being arrested that results in getting those answers for her. Surely it has to be the time for that to happen. Now, that article never stated anyone making contact with her dad. I don't think there was any comment from her dad. I think it was mainly from her stepdad and her mum's side. But do you think we're going to see more people stepping up from Julia's side of things to back up what her parents are saying? Do you think we're going to see anyone, or do you think the papers will even publish anything that says anything different than that narrative, Sheena?
I don't know. And I honestly don't know. What I do know is if it was my daughter, I would be right there. Yeah. I wouldn't be going into hiding. That's wild.
It's wild.
Like, who goes into hiding when your daughter was unlawfully arrested? That's insane.
Right?
I would be. Yeah. I would have been at that. I would have been there, like, as in the same day. I think any logical parent would act like that. No.
Well, that's the thing. Even if you just want to take it from a really petty point of view, right? You would do it out of spite at this point, right? You would just be spite testing yourself and getting it out there.
But they keep playing the mental health card, and that really grates me.
Yeah, right.
Because they're trying to make her look crazy. They're trying to, weaponize her vulnerability, and that is not okay.
That was always a worry that you and I had. Also, as well, for people who don't know Sheena is a very good friend of Julia's. She's really, you've been following the story since the beginning, and you've been with Julia for a long time now, right? You've been on one of the episodes on the channel here, and you always really put Julia's well-being first and things like that, and you're always really awesome. And that's why you're back, why you're here, why we're working together to try and do something. And I know how you've set up a Facebook group that you're trying to get people. Oh god, hang on a second, let me get the Facebook group. That would probably help. I'll share it to you now, everybody. But how is that going? Are you finding that you're getting a positive response from it? Are the crazies?
Yeah, so much support. Thank you guys. Really, if you guys are watching, thank you for all the support. I can't wait for you to see it.
Oh wow. Well, listen, last time I think it was on 41 members. It's on almost 2,000 members now. So okay, yeah, things are going good. All right. So I'm posting the Facebook. In fact, it might be in the description. I may have already done it, everyone. It may actually be in the description. I may have already actually done my job properly. But if it's not, I stuck it in the side chat for you. If you are like me and are completely Facebook illiterate, or it is not part of your culture, there's a Discord link in the description as well. I've got a Discord community, and we're heavily working for what we can for Julia there too. So you've got the choice now. Let me just jump back over here a second, Sheena, because there it is. Yeah, it's the stalking and harassing title that I feel like we're witnessing a headline war, right? Where we had this DNA headline that was slowly picking up traction, and then less than a week later, it is back to the slanderous, outrageous claims. And when we start using words like stalking and harassing, that really is going to destroy Julia's reputation for a lot of people in a lot of people's eyes who are just surface level consumers of the media. Do you think Julia's done a good enough job of putting her story out there that we're going to see a lot more backing this time round than we've seen in 2023? Do you think there's a lot more people that stand with it?
Absolutely. I just wish there was a way to not silence her hard work on her social media accounts.
Yeah.
Because because then you're seeing her side, right? Right now, if anybody's new to her story, you're reading the headlines, you're seeing this picture that they keep pushing, which is crazy because that's not how she looks. Anybody who looks at that is going to think one way because repetition becomes your reality. But if you don't get to see another point of it and the proof she has provided, that becomes very difficult because they just want to silence her. There's always two sides to the story, and we all know how MSM works.
Yeah.
And who's behind it all.
Yeah. I'm just checking out the side chat a minute here. Yeah, see, the big thing that I'm trying to get answers on, right, is understanding DNA percentage results. And understanding how those results can come back based off of various types of ways people can have babies, if you know what I mean. And I'm hopefully soon we'll get that answered, because there's some confusion about 99 to be 69 and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, it's even going on just now in the side chat. It needs to be 99% is even low, so 69 chance means it's not her dad. 69 match is significant. Like, people, it's one side or the other. So we are trying to get these things, the answers for everybody. It's just been a madness since all this kicked off. Yeah, birth certificates, anything. And here's another thing, like, we're being told by the papers we've seen everything. That's exactly what happened in 2023 with FIA, the last set of results. I mean, keep in mind, Julia had to phone the police, right, when she was out in the USA in this woman's care. You can only have 50% of either parents, no more, no less. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ozzy. Cool. Thank you. My father was a 49% DNA match. Interesting. All right. Now, I've completely lost my train of thought again. Classic Ron. Classic Ron. Ask a geneticist. Yeah, we're on it. We're on it. Okay. It's a lot of them are closed until Monday. So triplets all have different DNA. Have you reached out to Dr. Monty Miller for comment? No. Took over some public knowledge. Will the DNA that the police took ever come to the public knowledge, or is that confidential? I think it all comes down to whether charges are brought, I do believe. Body language experts. Okay, so that's an R1. And I'm not even going to talk about the family that is connected to this. It's just not worth saying their names. But there is a lot of incredible videos on analyzing certain people who've been interviewed and their body language, how they've reacted to things. There's been a lot of stuff, right? And if there was one of these things, maybe it wouldn't be so sus, right? But
yeah, you mentioned
so much. Yeah,
you mentioned something about the birth certificates. What did you want to say about that?
Well, people were saying in the side chat that a lot of things could allegedly be fabricated, right? But at this stage, has anybody even seen anything? We've not. We've been told that it exists, or we've been told that people have seen it. And that's when I circled back and said to you that that's basically what was said in 2023 with regards to the DNA and a lot of this stuff. It was just all printed as being, people have seen it. And I just think it's a pretty dangerous game to be playing at this stage. Another repeat performance of believing what the media says when it comes to Julia, because fast forward 2 years from 2023, we've got this DNA hit. We've got all of this history with Julia filmed, and the medical, like I say, with her growing up, the medicine she was on, all of that, the horrific things that she's been through, and to just not give her the answers or to make her feel like she's crazy for even thinking this. Well, I'm sorry, but crazy for thinking this, and then a 69% match. Okay, let's play a little game called Why in God's Name would Julia Wandelt have any match at all to anyone who was on that holiday in Portugal?
Exactly. It just makes you think like why they wouldn't give, like why either parents wouldn't want to give a DNA. It just kind of makes sense.
I just don't understand.
Because there could be some truth there.
Yeah, I just want to get her some answers. I know everybody does. It just seems like the people who are closest to her have the power to do that, and I just don't know. I just don't know why it's not been done that way. Now, circling back to the title of the video, when I spoke to Karen, there's a lot that we spoke about, but there's a lot we can't talk about. There may be stuff that we can talk about this week because she's going to be speaking to her lawyer and finding out what can and can't be done with regards to that. And it's crazy because it was Fia who started putting out false news about Karen, put her face out there, put her name out there, all of this. And it seems quite bold of this woman to interject herself again this way and to be back on the trail of trying to just destroy someone's reputation once again. And Karen was somebody who was friends with Julia. I'd spoken to Karen on a few occasions last year, and you know, it wasn't surprising that she was picked up with Julia, being that they are, you know, very, very close friends over here. And it seems, if everything that I've been told from Karen, it was an outrageous experience. And at some point she'll be able to go into more details, but we all just have to respect that everyone is very, very stressed in Julia's friend circle and family circle, Karen's friend circle, family circle. These are normal people, okay? And every single one of you right now, right, who is part of a group or anything where you are fighting for truth, okay? There is another group somewhere calling you all liars, fighting for the other side, all right? And whether you realize it or not, side chat, ladies and gentlemen, that's called activism, all right? Okay, you are activists, all right? And sometimes you don't realize, right? Sometimes you're supporting a girl that you believe in off the internet, and then the next minute you're arrested, right? And I think there's a lot that we can take from when internet and the realist of the real world come smashing together in a situation like this. And Karen's a badass as well. Like, she's like a don't take any nonsense from anyone, like, kind of lady. And they done a number on her, I have to say. And I just hope Karen, her family, everyone can just relax a bit, speak to the lawyers, and I just hope everything is okay with you guys, because it must have been an absolute nightmare. And I'll tell you what, man. Some of the things that she said are true. It's definitely outrageous. And you know, I hope, Karen, you're doing better now. So I'm sorry. We were originally, I was getting up today to do an interview with Karen and her husband, and you know, Karen was very stressed about it, and then I sort of realized, well, yeah, you kind of are right to be a little bit stressed about it. You can never be too, let's ask the lawyer in a situation like this, and it was the best thing to do. was to just, because you can always say something tomorrow. You can never unsay it from the internet, Sheena. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes it's better to just hold your breath for a minute and take the most educated step. So that's what we're doing. Oh, that's an interesting question. If Julia's mum has nothing to hide, why has she gone into hiding? I don't know. Don't know. I mean, okay, no, we do know, right? I mean, public outcry, maybe people wanting answers. Maybe there's maybe there's a lot of support for some of the people involved in this, and they would genuinely like some answers, and I think,
or maybe they're getting closer to the truth.
Maybe. Yeah, who knows? Okay.
But you can only run so far.
It's true. And I just want to say, side chat, community, all of you is amazing. You guys are doing just an amazing job of digging up information, coming together as a community, supporting each other, supporting Julia, coming up with great ideas. You're all awesome. Baby Nova's awesome, right? Baby Nova is awesome. Thank you, Natalie. She's just an adorable little thing. She really is. It was her fault that I passed out earlier because she's like a tiny hot water bottle, and you just she just pulls you into a freaking nap. I'm telling you, she's an energy vampire. She's an absolute energy vampire, though, because I woke up from that nap feeling like I hadn't slept in a week, which is not good. Living in a gated area, why would you go into hiding? I mean, see, I wondered that too. Maybe it's fear of the people in the gated community, maybe they all have something that they want to say. I don't know. All right. But I want answers for Julia. You all want answers for Julia. Nobody in this, from a professional, from a law enforcement, up until now, a legal point of view, seems to want to get those answers. And big shout out to Serge, and big shout out to the legal team that's helping Julia and Karen, because they ain't messing about at all, which is great. And that's, that came from Karen as well. She commented on how badass the legal team is. So yeah. I don't know if anybody factored in that as a possibility with this. So Lioness sleeps no more. I don't know. But listen, we're not going to speculate. We're going to stick with what's in the headlines. All right. You almost got me there. You almost got me sidetracked there. Okay. I'm watching you. That was close. Now, I'm only going to be running this show today for about an hour. I'm back with John Wedger at about 8:15. And then all of this week, I think it's going to be trying to piece together the answers. There's only so many headlines I can read until something else breaks. So I really want to get answers. I want to find out more about this DNA. Let's talk to some science people, right? Let's get some big brains who understand all of these little DNA. Like have you seen what a DNA report looks like? It's a nightmare. What is all of that? So yeah, we need some big brains to come on here. Maybe not big brains, but just some people that know what they're talking about to get us some answers. And if you're a hater or a supporter, that's for both of you, right? I am only interested in the truth. Okay, it's kind of like a big deal for me. So whether you're a supporter or not, we'll find out these answers together. Because we need to do what we can for Julia. Like, I mean, could you imagine if we weren't behind her and she comes out and no one's done anything, no one's got any answers, no one's been inspired from her passion to keep driving for her? And that's what we need to do, all of us. And so many of you are just doing that so well. I just want to say thanks one more time to everybody. I need a Scottish translator. I do apologize. The truth is freedom. Absolutely it is. And that is 100%. Not just myself, but the Shaun Attwood channel has always been, that has always been at the center of everything, is just the truth. Giving people an opportunity to tell their stories, giving people an opportunity to put out the answers that they want. And yeah, it's something has got to come from this. And I'm hoping at some point during all this legal jargon, there's some legal something or loophole or whatever that results in us getting those answers. At least that, right, Sheena, would give us a silver lining on a terrible cloud, if that makes sense. Regardless of outcome, you know, because again, it's not about, for me anyway, it's not about Madeleine McCann. It's not about the McCanns. It's about Julia. And it's hard not to get frustrated with some of the key players in Julia's story. Because it's an incredibly, one half of the families involved with this are one of the most high profile families in the world. You know, but it's about answers for Julia, and I know that's how everyone else feels. So don't get it twisted. All right, don't get it twisted. And certainly this isn't anti any families involved in this. We're anti lies, right? That's probably the best way of putting it. Yes. We will be live with John Wedger probably about 8:15. Ron just hasn't had a chance to put the thumbnail up because I didn't hear from John until about 7ish. But yeah, we will be. On the big playlist, why does it say that 3 of the videos are unavailable? Don't know, Joe. Don't know. May have. Don't know. I don't know, mate. That's above my pay grade. An Attwood machine. Now, what else, you know? I'm sorry, I'm in the side chat here. What else, before we sort of wind down on this, what else do you want to sort of throw out to the people? And we're working on something as well behind the scenes, content-wise, everybody. So there is more stuff coming. I know the last 30 hours with me have been very much not on the internet. But that doesn't mean that things aren't moving in the background. So before we sort of wind down, Shane, anything you want to throw out to everybody?
No, I just think stay tuned for what's to come this week.
Yeah. And again, 60 to 100 pound DNA test. Like, somebody making this make sense, please. What does Sheena think of Julia's parents? Just be careful how you answer this, but tell us. I mean, yeah, see, sometimes if you say the truth, but you smile while you say it, it can look and sound better. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's mad.
What do I think?
Yeah.
You see, I know too much. I know too much. I can't say.
Yeah. We wish them the best. We wish Julia's parents the best. That's how we feel about Julia's parents. We hope they have a great day. We hope they have a great night. And I hope they have a great night's sleep and wake up and go, actually, wait a minute, 60 quid. We should probably just get this done, right? That's probably the best way of putting it. I'm very.
No comment on that because
I can't. No comment. Yeah. That's a better way of putting it, Sheena. No comment. That's the way of putting it. Yeah. So I just want to post this Facebook page again. Make sure you share that around. Make sure that you understand that Sheena is 100% one of the real deal pillars in Julia's friendship world. Okay. She's not come out of nowhere. She's not contacted me and been like, oh, I'm Sheena. Like, Sheena has been an intricate part of this and for a long time. So she's very much on the trusted end of everything, and very much has Julia's best interests at heart. Has never been in it for money or anything like that. So yeah, and I do believe now everyone is able to get in contact with Julia now, right? Communications have opened up and all the rest of it. Hopefully tomorrow evening I'll have the web page finished that's got everything on it, so that we don't have to tell everybody 50 times the same thing over and over again. You guys will have all the information, and you'll be able to use that information as how you see fit, really. Because she deserves our support. If you've been watching her, if you've been following her story, I think at this stage she deserves the answers. She deserves some support, but she doesn't deserve what is happening to her now. And hopefully this week, right? Whatever God you follow, people, right? This is the week, man. Call in the favors, okay? Call in the favors. Do whatever it is you need to do. Pray your little socks off to whatever deity governs you. That this girl does not have to stay in that box until April. I mean, I say it as if like she'd be getting out in April. You know what I mean? It's madness.
Well, yeah, there's so much. I definitely do believe in the power of prayer, and I definitely think we really need it. This is very spiritual, and it's a very biblical matter, what's happening, in my opinion. So, yes. And April is crazy. It's like, what? Are you frozen, Ron? I think so. Or maybe I am.
Hello?
Are you back?
Are we back?
I think so.
Was that me that went, or was that both of us that went?
I don't know. I think you went. I don't know if I went.
That's weird. That was weird. Because you froze for a second before, and then both of my screens just went black, right? And then we both came back. I don't like it when stuff happens like that. It's just, it freaks me out, man. It freaks me out. Sheena stayed, Ron froze. Okay, so there's been a Ron issue. That's fine. That's fine. I can deal with a Ron issue. All right, Ron issues are easy. He has many issues, so that's not an easy one not to believe. But look, again, apologies. I'm about 24 hours behind and everything. I'll be back with John in about. Actually, it'll be 8 o'clock. It should be 8 o'clock we start. So sorry, this is a shorter stream. I usually do a 2-hour stream, but it's a shorter one today. We'll be back with all of this tomorrow. We'll be taking things from a slightly different angle on my shows, where we're going to be looking at facts that have been printed, getting those things that have been printed, allegations that have been printed. Let's get some answers for those allegations, the DNAs, the percentages. What does it all mean? Let's educate ourselves this week as a community while we wait for more updates from Julia, from the lawyers, from all this stuff. And better prepare ourselves for if anything like this ever happens again in our lives, and we have a better understanding of geology and genetics and all that stuff, and science. So that's what we're going to do. Sheen and I, like I say, we're working on a project together, and there'll be more to come from the web page, the Facebook, how you can help, how you can contact, all that stuff. Also, as well, big shout out Karen. Big shout out Karen's husband. Big shout out Karen's family. Oh man, can't say it. Can't tell you that. Can't tell you. Sorry. But there's. Why am I still not allowed to comment? Valerie, I can see your comments, Valerie. I just seen your message fly past there, but I can see you. Your messages are getting through. Yeah, Jack, I think so. Unless there's some madness that none of us are privy to, but there's not. I just don't see it happening, because stalking and threatening. How is asking for a DNA test for somebody who has an alleged 69% DNA result? How can it possibly be seen as that? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm too close to the source. Maybe I'm too involved. Who knows? But it all seems like if this was a movie, this would be the point where it cuts to everyone sitting around the table going, they're throwing the damn book at her, man. They're throwing the damn book. That's what it feels like. All right. And again, it's just another layer of fishiness on an already very fishy pie. So yeah, thank you everyone for being so supportive. Do not go on any vigilante madness. Do not contact anybody involved in this. Do not harass anyone involved in this. Just don't. Okay, it is not how we do things. But yeah, Sheena, look, how are you? How's the family? How's the wee man?
Good. It's busy. It's very busy, overwhelming, all things.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you so much for giving up your time as often as you can, because you really are making yourself. And you know, it's not easy for you to do anything at the drop of a hat, and I appreciate all the time you're giving up. And I know Julia will as well. And yeah, more to come. Thank you again.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. Side chat, share, like, do all the things. There's the Facebook page again. Get that done. Discord and stuff. I'm tired. I'm going to make a coffee. But look, thank you again. Thank you again, Sheena. Thank you, Siders. Thank you, mods. We will see you for John Wedger. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Yeah, hang on. Let me just set up John Wedger first. Everyone's going to now sit and watch me while I type things into the computer. I do apologize. All right. Also, as well, big shout out to the Discord community. Had a chance to speak to a bunch of yous on when was it? Was it Friday? I think it was Friday. What a bunch of flipping like awesome people. Awesome people. Really is a good bunch. So super proud to be part of all of that. Yeah, you guys are some of you are funny. Some of yous are funny. Right, 8:15. Yeah, 8:15. Do we have a thumbnail? Oh God. Right, hang on. Everything is so bright. Why is everything so bright in here? Okay. I can't find my glasses. Oh God. I need to get I'm gonna have to go back to sunglasses, man. It's so bright. Live streaming with sunglasses on, looking like a complete and utter pleb. Now let's get the John Wedger thumbnail done, and then I will free you all from having to sit here and listen to this. Just make this easy, computer. All right, bear with me, everybody. January. Here we are. All right. Bear with me. I do apologize, everybody. There we go. No. Yes. This will do. This will do right here. There we go. And that's how we make a thumbnail. Just like that. Easy peasy. All right. Save that. All right, everyone. You're almost released from your staring at man in yellow hoodie as he makes a thumbnail. Prison. Right. Done. Thumbnail. Julia. Apply. There we go. Did it. Nailed it. All right. So now I can push this stream into that stream, even though I can hear Shaun in the back of my mind telling me it's too close, too far away. Don't make any difference. I understand that. I need a coffee. All right. So let me just Do that. To that. Wait. Oh wait, I think I might have just messed all this up. I'm too tired. Never mind. Right. All right. Listen, thank you everyone for being here. Sorry to keep you held hostage while I set all that up. I do appreciate that. And yeah. Yeah. See, Jojo, right? I don't think it's even about that now for me. I know that sounds stupid. Red Ron. Ron, do you know it's funny, right? I don't know where the pink's coming from, right? Because like if I do this, do you see how red I am, right? Like when I take the light off, there's no pink or red light source. It's so weird. But yeah, like I'm okay. Don't worry. No, I'm good. But yeah, it's it's mad. It's mad. Like for weeks when I was streaming, there was something going on with the color in Stream Labs, and it looked like I had on hot pink lipstick, right, for about 3 weeks. Like just flaming pink lipstick. I rocked it though, man. Rocked rocked it, mate. So we're all set up. Right. I will see you at 8:15. Me and John Wedger. Thanks for being here. Sorry I'm so tired, and I will speak to you all in the next one. Thank you guys. Peace.